Guys, this is Prak with iRepairMD and Digital Life. Today we'll be repairing a cracked screen on a Galaxy S7. As you can see, the display is pretty much shot and it's been cracked. What you need for this repair would be the Phillips screwdriver or the wow stick, and you'll need 2 business cards, a guitar pick, a razor blade, suction cup, and a pry tool. Oh, and also I forgot, you also will need a the heat gun. And so what we're going to do is apply light heat to the back. First thing we need to do though is turn off the phone. We're going to power it off. Alright, and now just apply enough heat to the back of this. This is all glass. And you don't want it too hot. You want it hot, kind of like a hot asphalt on a, I guess, 100 degrees summer day. So 102, 103 degrees. Just enough to melt the glue or the adhesive that's holding this. And I found the display right here, a full assembly display, and all you need to do is just replace the logic board on eBay. And some of you will find this probably as an easier repair than actually replacing the whole LCD, because it does come with the whole assembly already, including the battery, so you get an additional part. The price difference is only like $3 or $4, so I would definitely opt to go with the real one, the genuine article too. And when you buy something like this, you know it's actually taken from a actual OEM Galaxy S screen, as opposed to just the LCD alone. There could be a knockoff or a remanufactured one from China. Alright, so now we want the heat to be applying it to 1 or 2 minutes, and I'm going to concentrate on an area to lift. This is glass, so be very careful that you don't crack it, or else we have to replace the back glass as well. Okay. The trickiest part is just to lift this glass off. Once you get the glass off, everything else is pretty much smooth sailing. So we should want to apply just enough heat to weaken the adhesive. Alright. Now that I have that, what I want to do is actually use the suction cup here, and I'm going to lift using the pry tool. Just carefully get underneath this right here, just to lift adhesive. Can be a little tricky. Alright, so as you see, I actually did get it off. Okay, now that you have it off, what you want to do is slowly stick a business card in. Let's add a little more heat. Like I said, this is the tricky part. Apply more heat here. This area, just to weaken the glue. And then let's go ahead, get the pry tool underneath. Okay, once you get it underneath, you want to stick the business card right under as soon as you can. Alright, so now I got my business card, place it right here. Okay, now what you don't want to do is you don't want to stick it too far deep, because it will rip some flex cable that's actually adhered to the back plate. So once you have this in, we're going to slowly work it. Slowly work the back glass throughout. You want to use a business card because unlike a razor or other tools, it doesn't scratch the glass. So now that I got this in, I'm gonna go ahead and run the business card around. I'm running the business card around. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and work this side. Move this business card inward here too, to take the place of the previous one. Like that. Add some more heat, and we just want to run it on the edge. The crucial cable are over here. So once I get up there, I gotta be very, very careful. All right, so now I'll go ahead and work this around the edge of the phone, being very careful that I don't go too far deep in it. Okay. Now I'm going to use my guitar pick just as a plate. Okay. So now I should be able to lift this up. Once I get the three corners lifted, I should be able to just fold it out. All right, let's concentrate on this corner here. I'm gonna go ahead and slide this through carefully around. Okay, and now let's go ahead and actually work it around completely. Let's go ahead and work it completely around just to be safe, because there are adhesives still being applied. You don't want to risk breaking the glass by adding any force. You just want for it to lift with you. So it shouldn't be using any dynamic force. Just the right amount of heat should be enough to lift the glass from this point on. Okay. Right over here, just carefully pick it up. There you go. So now you got the glass off, and you notice we didn't go into the cable at all. Glass is nice and resting. All right, so now that we have this, we can go ahead and pull the back glass off carefully. Add a little more heat to weaken the glue. All right, and now slowly lift it out. Just go ahead and run it its edges. Run the glue on the edge. Like so. Now that I lift the back off, keeping the adhesive on the back of this, we're going to realign the adhesive because we will be reusing it. It's heat activated, so once you add heat to it, it should re-glue. Let's put this out of play. And now let's go ahead and look at the LCD. I mean the back. You have the 12 megapixel camera with the auto-focusing lens, and you have the wireless charger and all the other cable with it. What you'll need is a Phillips screwdriver. So I'll use my automated wow stick here. Go ahead and take all the components off. I'm going to work from the bottom, work counterclockwise. And I'm going to place the screw the same way. All right, so now just work our way through here. This is the charging port cover. It's also the connector for the battery. What we need to do is remove the back plate. Alright, again, like I said, it's better in this case if you can find it. Look at the carrier of your Galaxy. In this case, it's Verizon. You look online, you just type in Verizon Galaxy S7 LCD, and it should come with an assembly, and the price is a little different, maybe. But by buying this, you can ensure it's actually taken from an actual Galaxy S7 and not a aftermarket LCD. And this is by far a more fast, quicker repair and less issues than the full LCD replacement, where you have to pull out the LCD and change the back. In this case, I mean, the LCD is already damaged here, and I was able to locate a LCD that I needed for Verizon. Alright, so now let's go ahead for areas for the screw you can't remove. Just go ahead and use the tweezer. Just pull it out carefully. All the screws are the same size, so you shouldn't have a hard time making sure everything goes back into place. And this wow stick is also available in my store. Just click on the link. This stick is a rechargeable screwdriver designed specifically for smartphone repair, and it's a wireless charging device. It's very handy. It does have a flashlight when I need it, like so. And I use it all the time. Retails for $150. You can get it from my site below. I highly recommend it. Alright, so now we have all the screws off. What we're going to do is slowly remove the plate. First thing we're going to do is actually go to the top plate right here. Okay, and what we're going to do, can't get the pry tool to it, so we're going to use a razor carefully on the edge and just lift it up right here. Alright, so lifting, this is the charging port right here. Pull it out. Okay, now we can go ahead and lift the body, and this is the wireless charging and the antenna as well. And these are the connectors for right here. Alright, now let's go ahead and remove the top, the bottom piece right here, the charging port. And the speaker, just carefully remove it. Lift it up slowly, and now you have all that. Just put it accordingly. Top, bottom, top, mid, bottom. Okay, so what we need to do now is disable the battery before we do anything else. So this is the battery connector right here, and I wouldn't put anything metal, so make sure you have a plastic pry. Go ahead and lift the battery disconnection off. Just go ahead and lift it out. Battery's coming off now. Alright, so now what we need to do is disassemble the home button on the fingerprint reader, which is this right here. And then you notice some of these already have the components, so what I'm going to do is just take the logic board. That's all I really want, because everything else is already set for it. I don't need to take anything else. So if you're lucky enough to find a Galaxy S7 full assembly like this, I would definitely take advantage of it. Even though it's a $20 difference, it'll save you a lot of time and headache, and plus you can be guaranteed that you have OEM part. So let's go and disable the power button connector. And now what we're going to do is we're going to disable this is the LCD, okay, and this is the power button flex connector. Go ahead and pull that up. Okay, now go ahead and take out the antenna. Okay, you got the white antenna cable. Just carefully remove it. Now take out the red. Okay, you can't use the pry tool, just use your tip of your finger. All right, now the red's coming off. Now let's go ahead and take the blue. Be careful when you do this, you don't want to touch any of these other diodes, these connectors. Okay, underneath you're going to have the actual fingerprint reader. So you carefully pull it out. See, right so. Now this is disengaged. All right, so now I'm going to slowly pull out this. Okay, pulling out the logic board. Carefully pulling it out. Okay. And just look over here. Okay, and so I forgot to do one thing. You need to also take out the SIM. That was my bad. Check the SIM tray out. You can eject the SIM tray by actually just from here, this point right here, just go ahead and actually slide down. That ejects the SIM tray. See? Now you can pull the SIM tray out. Take the SIM tray out along with the expandable memory, and now we can lift up this without any issue. We're also going to take the connector here. All right, the front-facing camera. Put the front-facing camera. Actually, go ahead and put the logic board in first. Make sure all the connectors are clear. See the connectors here? All cleared. Fold everything out of the way. Make sure nothing's overlapping. And first thing we're gonna do is actually connect the bottom charging cable and the fingerprint reader onto it. So holding it upward like so. Go ahead and connect it. Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do is pull out the connector. I got a red cable underneath here. Freely bring it back up. All right. Go ahead and put all the cabling back into place. All right, so put the blue cable back into the blue connector right here. Be very careful. Okay, once you hear a snap, it should go in perfectly fine. Put the white back into place. The white go to the furthest out one. Right here. Here, click, and it's in. Now put the red antenna cable into place. Should hear a snap. All right, the red's in place. Now go ahead and put the fingerprint reader back on. There you go. Okay, now let's go ahead and put the volume flex into place. Put the power flex into place. Put the LCD flex into place. Front facing camera. Actually, this is the speaker and microphone proximity sensor cable into place. Front facing camera into place now, and put it onto the board. Now go ahead and put the power button on. Let's go ahead and power this on to make sure it's up and running. Okay, you can see everything's up and running. Let's go ahead and put the plate back in. All right, so what we're gonna do is rotate this down here. We're gonna work from the bottom, mid to top. So the first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and put the charging plate on. Okay, so charging plate rests back into place like so. Make sure everything is flush. Now we got the charging port. This is a wireless charging connector, and make sure all these pins are resting where it's supposed to be. Okay, and slowly lock it back in to place. Okay, make sure everything is nice and flush before we put the screw in. Don't want to force anything in. Now this is the top connector. Rest it from the top first, and then lock it into the bottom, the midsection I mean. Now everything is nice and flush. Let's go ahead and test this one more time to make sure everything works. Yep, there you go. What we're going to do now is go ahead and put the screw back in. Okay, turn the light so I can see clearly. Alright, so now the Phillips screw is back in. And we're working counterclockwise again. All right. I like the screwdriver a lot because it just have the right amount of torque. You're not overdoing it or underdoing it. And having the flashlight on the top really helps, especially when I'm working in the lighting condition I'm in. This thing, I had it for about over 2 years now, and I tell you what, I can't live without it. I love it. And this is something that if you have a repair shop, I do recommend. And if you're interested in ordering it, just click the link below. It's called Wow Stick. It retails for around $150. It comes with a charging, all sorts of head charging mat, magnetic mat. The boxing is really nice. If you look at my video, look at my channel, you can see me do an unboxing of this. Alright, so got 3 more screws left. Okay. All right. So now we have this back glass. What we're going to do is add some heat so we can reuse this. We're going to realign the glue to make sure that it has a perfect seal. So these adhesive that I have here before, let me go ahead and take this suction cup off. Let's go ahead and make sure all the adhesive here are realigned. This is the watertight gasket. The S7 is waterproof, water resistant. And we want to make sure we replace it with the same adhesive and there's no gap, so it won't lose its water resistant integrity. So now that everything is back to normal and nice and clean, let's go ahead and apply this back on to the plate, back glass, and now add heat to seal it. Now we're going to reapply heat. Alright, that should be enough heat to seal this. We're going to add some pressure around the edges. Just run it around. Make sure everything's nice and flush. 5 here. Perfect. All right. So what I'm gonna do now is just go ahead and clean this thing off. So the repair is completely done. This is Prac with iRepairMD and Digital Life. Safe repair.